At this point, we've covered how to make people want your product, with the right message and psychological triggers, and how to use AI to optimize and automate the process. Now we tackle a powerful question. How do we get our customers to market for us? When your customers start spreading the word, leaving rave reviews, sharing your content, telling friends, your growth can compound dramatically. Two concepts are key here. Virality, which is how content spreads peer-to-peer, and social proof, which is how others' opinions and actions influence new customers. Let's break both down and see how they work together. First, virality. Virality is that holy grail where your message or content catches fire and spreads on its own through social networks, group chats, and word of mouth, without you having to pay for each impression. Now, virality is sometimes seen as this random stroke of luck. Something goes viral out of nowhere. But in reality, viral spread can be engineered by understanding why people share. Remember, people don't share content to help your brand. They share content to serve their own social needs. What do people get out of sharing something? Often it's one of three things, the viral trio. Social currency. Sharing something gives the sharer a kind of currency. It makes them look good or feel good. If I'm the first in my group to share a cool new product or a hilarious video, it boosts my status as someone in the know. People love to share things that make them seem smart, cool, or ahead of the curve. That's why exclusive or surprising content tends to get shared. It's currency for the sharer. As an example, think of those insider product hacks or behind-the-scenes facts people share. It's to show they have special knowledge. As a brand, if you give people something that makes them look good when they share it, they will. So, here's the thing about emotions. Not all of them are created equal when it comes to driving shares. Content that evokes high arousal emotions tends to spread like wildfire. This means things like awe, laughter, humour, inspiration, or even anger and indignation can really prompt people to hit that share button. If something makes you feel strongly, you just have that urge to share that feeling with others. That's why a heartwarming story or a really anger-inducing bit of news often goes viral. On the flip side, low arousal emotions, content that is just mildly interesting or simply content, don't really compel sharing. So to apply this, your marketing content should aim to make people feel something sharply, joy, surprise, excitement, outrage, of course, in a context that suits your brand. A great example is those emotional video ads that make people tear up and share with the note, "This gave me chills." That's deliberate emotional engineering. Now let's talk about simplicity, or making ideas easy to share. There's this concept often called make your idea sticky or easy to retell. If your message can be summed up in a catchy phrase, a memorable story, or a simple challenge, it's inherently more shareable. People have to be able to remember it and explain it quickly. This is one reason memes are so viral. They condense an idea or feeling into a simple, repeatable format, like an image with a punchy caption. Similarly, a marketing message that's clear and novel, like "This app gave me back 4 hours of my week with one button," is easy for someone to pass on to a friend in just one sentence. If it takes a 5-minute monologue to explain why something is cool, it probably won't spread. Let's look at a brand example, Liquid Death, the canned water brand. Their marketing makes water, probably the most generic product ever, shareable by giving it a hilarious, edgy vibe. Think tall boy cans with heavy metal style branding and slogans like "Murder Your Thirst." People share their ads and talk about Liquid Death because it has high social currency. It's quirky and cool to be seen endorsing it. And it definitely sparks emotion with humour and a bit of shock value. Or take Duolingo on TikTok. They went viral with funny, sometimes absurd videos featuring their green owl mascot. Those videos are highly shareable because they're emotional, usually making you laugh or go, OMG, that's so true about learning languages. They give social currency, being in on the joke that the owl is stalking you to practice, and they're extremely simple visual gags that need no deep explanation. These successes aren't accidents. They're using the principles we just outlined. Now, where does AI enter the virality equation? Think of AI as your trend spotter and content generator. AI can analyze vast swaths of internet content to identify patterns of virality. For example, it can examine which TikTok sounds or meme formats are trending this week, or what kind of headlines on YouTube get the most shares. It can process the language and images of top-performing content in your niche and tell you, for instance, posts that mention X and use a tone of excitement are getting 3 times the engagement this week. With that insight, you can craft content that rides that wave. In fact, some advanced AI tools can even generate ideas or draft viral style content. You might use AI to generate 10 variations of a potentially viral tweet or video script based on known successful hooks, then pick the best. AI is also great at optimization during a campaign's life. Let's say you launch a campaign and a certain piece of it starts gaining unusual traction, like higher shares. The AI could detect that early momentum and allocate more boost to it, like increasing its exposure. Or suggest, hey, a lot of people are responding to this aspect. Make more content like this. Conversely, if something is flopping, the AI identifies that quickly so you don't waste time on it. Essentially, it helps you double down on what's catching on and cut loose what isn't, in near real time. Now let's switch to social proof, which is tightly related. Social proof is the phenomenon where people look to others' behaviour or opinions to decide their own. It's like when you see a long line outside a restaurant and assume it must be good. The logic, often subconscious, is, if so many people choose this, it's probably great. Or if a product has thousands of 5-star reviews, a new shopper thinks, well, lots of others liked it, so it will likely work for me too. It's essentially herd mentality, but it's a deeply ingrained heuristic in our brains. Generally, following the crowd keeps us safe and often leads to good choices, so humans evolved to do it. For marketers, leveraging social proof is, well, vital, especially in the digital age. Remember Google's Zimoti? Shoppers are actively seeking out what others say, reviews, ratings, testimonials, before they decide. If they don't find any evidence that others have had a good experience, they get skeptical. On the other hand, if they see loads of positive signals, trust is established almost instantly. In fact, social proof can sometimes speak louder than any ad copy you write. A phrase from a fellow customer, like "this changed my life," might convert better than your polished marketing bullets, simply because it's perceived as unbiased and relatable. Social proof comes in a few flavours. Testimonials and case studies. These are quotes or stories from actual customers describing their experience. Ideally, they highlight a specific result or transformation, like thanks to X, our team productivity doubled in 3 months. They work because prospective customers see someone similar to themselves who got a great outcome, and it reduces their fear. It's the seeing is believing of marketing. User-generated content, or UGC, is where customers post photos, videos, or social media content using your product. It might be unboxing videos, before and after photos, or just someone on Instagram raving about your service. UGC is powerful because it's inherently authentic. It's literally customers acting as marketers because they genuinely liked something. It's also often visual and relatable, real people, not actors. So, let's talk about numbers and badges. This includes things like star ratings, the number of customers served, like over 1 million sold, followers on social media, or trust badges such as #1 in customer satisfaction. As rated by, volume can be super persuasive. If 100,000 people bought a course, a new visitor is probably thinking, it can't all be a scam if so many people joined. Awards or certification badges also signal third-party validation, and that's another really important trust cue. How do we actually put social proof into action effectively? Well, you want to strategically place it at key decision points. On your landing page, for example, right near the call to action, you might show a 5-star review summary or a quote from a happy client. In an email, maybe you kick things off with a quick case study example. In a sales call deck, you could include logos of well-known clients as proof. Basically, whenever you're asking the customer to take the next step, social proof should be there saying, "Others have done this and loved it. You will too." It's kind of like providing a safety net for their decision. Now, how can AI help with social proof? Well, there are a few ways. First, let's look at finding the best proof. If you have hundreds or even thousands of customer reviews across places like Amazon, Google, your website, and so on, AI can analyze all that text to pull out the most impactful and common positive points. For example, it might analyze and find that 90% of reviews mention easy to use and save time as big benefits. That tells you exactly what to highlight in your marketing. AI can also literally generate a summary or a composite testimonial that reflects the typical customer sentiment. Inserting proof at the perfect moment is honestly where AI-driven email or web personalization tools really shine. These tools can automatically insert a relevant testimonial or statistic in your content based on user behavior. For instance, if the AI knows a user has been browsing a certain product, when it emails them a follow-up, it might include a short review of that specific product. Or say, on a pricing page, an AI widget might detect hesitation, like a long dwell time, and pop up a message such as, "Join 5,000 happy customers. See why Jane Doe said testimonial." This is using AI to deliver social proof contextually, right when it's most likely to push the user over the line. Monitoring and responding is another area where AI is super helpful. AI can monitor social media and the web for mentions of your brand. When it finds positive mentions or visual content, it can alert you to share that, or even automatically feature it, with permission of course. This means you're constantly amplifying the good things people are saying. Conversely, it can also alert you to negative mentions that need to be addressed, which is honestly really important for keeping the social proof landscape positive overall. Now, when it comes to testing formats, maybe you're unsure if a video testimonial will work better than text. AI can help by A/B testing different forms of social proof in different placements to see what yields better conversion. Maybe your audience responds more to data, like 100,000 users, than to individual quotes or vice versa. Let the data inform you through AI-driven experiments. Let's tie this back to our earlier influences. Lovemarks was all about creating loyalty beyond reason. A lot of that happens when your customers love you so much they start doing your marketing for you, talking about you, defending you, because they feel almost like part of your brand. That's social proof gold. And remember CISOMO, using sight, sound, and motion. Think about video testimonials or user-generated content videos. That's CISOMO in action for social proof, adding authenticity and sensory appeal to the proof. And of course, ZMOT, If you dominate that zero moment of truth with glowing reviews and pervasive positive chatter about your brand online, you've essentially won the battle before the customer even talks to you or lands on your site. They come in predisposed to trust you because of what they've seen others say. To make this concrete, here's a quick action item. Pick one marketing asset, your homepage, an email, an ad, and add or improve a piece of social proof on it. It could be as simple as taking a great customer quote and placing it prominently with quotation marks and attribution. Or, showcase as seen on trusted publication if you have media mentions. If you sell a product online, make sure the star rating, if it's high, is front and center. And encourage more proof. Ask recent happy customers for a short testimonial or to share a photo of them using the product. You'd be surprised, many will gladly do it if they love the product, sometimes even without an incentive. By engineering virality, you get exponential reach. Your message travels far on its own. By leveraging social proof, you convert that reach into trust and decisions. They really go hand in hand. Viral content brings people in the door, and social proof convinces them to stay and buy. And with AI's help, you can amplify both, finding those shareable angles and making sure positive customer voices are heard loud and clear. Now, at this stage, we have a growing base of customers and fans. The final piece of the puzzle is turning that base into a loyal tribe, a community that sticks with you for the long term and even fights for your brand. This is where we transcend marketing tactics and enter the realm of brand building and vibe. In Part 6, our last chapter, we'll explore how to cultivate a tribe by establishing an emotional brand identity, a vibe that people don't just like but identify with. Get ready to learn how to create not just customers, but believers and advocates for life.